Yo, what's going on, guys? Bill here, Classic Rock and Metal Review. Wait till you feast your eyes on this batch of stuff. I actually have a couple packages from the mail, all right, of brand new items. I've got some viewer donations or hookups, whatever you want to call them. Some pretty tasty stuff there. And then we'll wind it all up with a record store trip I did about a month ago. It's kind of funny story. I'll tell you about it when we get to that. But what a mixed bag of stuff that is. Everything from vinyl 7-inch singles, a CD, a bootleg box set that was there randomly that goes back to like 1990. Christian, you're going to love this one, man. He's a collector, viewer that collects old vintage bootleg stuff. This would be right up your alley. Some vinyl albums, including a 12-inch single, soundtrack to a rock festival, and a cassette box set that I had to buy even though I don't have my cassette player hooked up anymore. Wait till you feast your eyes. This is going to be a fun one. So let's just get right into it. I don't know if I'm going to have this video up before Mother's Day, but everyone tell Mom Happy Mother's Day from me. She'll know me, I'm sure. Some little vodka and orange juice. I was going to pass up on this. I have a bunch of chores to do, but why, you know? Actually, mostly pineapple juice, I forgot. A little mango puree from Trader Joe's in there. And speaking of Trader Joe's, that record store I hit was when I was on the way there. So we'll get to that, give them a shout out when we get to that far. So Russell MacArthur, longtime viewer, him and me got to talking, a little bit of texting and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's you that wants that Duran Duran. You got it. I just have to verify that it's you. I keep offering it to you and you never give me an answer. But if it is you, I'll check back on the lineage with the conversation. I'll get it to you. I got your address now. And I got his address thanks to him sending me 3 different items. He sent me 2 DVDs. The Scorpions Acoustic, obviously, like an unplugged. I'm going to assume I've never heard or saw any of this stuff, so this is really kind of cool. You know, what else can I say? Early 2000s, I think it's 2001 or 2002. All right. Wow, it's a long ass set list, 21 songs, some video extras or whatever at the back end of that. That looks pretty cool, man. I got to admit, this is not something I would buy. You know, I don't know, just because it's acoustic, but hey man, it kind of woke me up to it, you know, a little bit. He also sent me Rush in Rio, another early 2000s, right? 2002, something like that. I might have caught a few songs of this before. I might have been on like my free on-demand cable going back 15 years ago, you know, but I didn't see much of it, just like 3 or 4 songs, I think. So man, this looks killer. I'm really in a Rush mood right now. I'm listening to that Hawaiian Under Pressure bootleg CD for like the 5th time right now in my car. Just put it back on again yesterday. I'm most of the way through disc 1 of that. So Rush in Rio, man, 2 DVDs on this. One for the show and then a bunch of extras on, looks like a documentary on disc 2. Some bonus Easter eggs and bonus songs from different angles of filming, I guess, and stuff like that. Rush in Rio. What a cool stage, and then what a silly little mascot up there. I do gotta laugh at that. I guess Rush never took themselves too seriously, but that could have been a little cooler. But anyway, that looks cool. Thanks so much. And he also sent me this, which just this alone would have been enough, dude. Roger Waters, A Gray Market, Broadcast Archives, 5 CDs. 1 CD I have, which I got a nice bootleg of a year or 2 ago. What was that called? Not Radio Chaos. Something Chaos. Anyway, first show is from Canada, Quebec, 87. I've had that forever. Well, I used to have it on cassette back in the day. Picked it back up on CD a couple years ago. But these other shows I don't have. New York on the Pros and Cons tour. Soundboard with Clapton as far as I know. And then a show from 2002, South America. Is it Santiago, I think? Let's see. Buenos Aires. All right, Argentina, March 7th of 2002. Still solid tours from him at that point. I saw a bunch of those tours between 99 and 2007, actually. 5 or different shows, I think, at least. No, I saw 5 shows just from 99 to 2000. And I saw them in 2002, 2003, 2007. So this will be cool because I only have one of them that's in there. Thanks a lot. Be hooking you up with whatever. That Duran Duran at the very least. He's up in PA. I'm in South Jersey. So we're like almost 3 hours apart, or else I'd try to swing by your way. But maybe someday we'll meet up. Blue Oyster Cult is from loyal viewer Larry, Captain Larry. All right. He sent me this. He's been touting this for a while in our little conversations we have. 2001 with this one, 2002, right? Something like that. A Long Day's Night, Blue Oyster Cult live DVD. I remember when this came out, and at the time it's like, I don't need this brand new show. I still need more of their older shows, you know, trade for them and what have you. I'm still big into trading at the time. Had a DVD burner that burned a DVD in like a minute, the whole bit, so I could mass trade and stuff. Anyway, I kind of passed this up, and this thing was like out of print within a year or two. I remember looking for it a couple years later, and you know, it skyrocketed in price and stuff. So this is a nice gift, because I'm not sure what this cost you, but I know it's not a cheap one. And he really praises Alan Lanier's guitar work in this one. So yeah, man, Cult. I'm kind of in a Cult mood ever since he got me that Symbol Remains, and a Rush mood. So thanks from both you guys. I really do appreciate it. I think you know that. And anyway, let's get on to a package that just came the other day. It's something to wear and hopefully something to watch in one package. I feel the cloth, and yes, we got the Blu-ray, and that would be for Blu-ray's a little bent up, but oh well. And it's some bullshit digipack packaging. You always gotta love that when it arrives. It's already bent, right? Floyd live at Pompeii. Got to see it last week, and IMAX. So here's the Blu-ray disc of it. Steven, let's see. Remastered from the original 35mm footage. 2025 audio mixed by Steven Wilson. For the win! This is a great concert film. And you know what? The one thing I got to say, now it was really great seeing it in IMAX. That screen is massive. I mean, it's, I don't know, 18 foot tall and 25 foot wide. The screen I saw is almost too big. You know, like it pointed out every, now it did look great considering the screen was that big. But when the screen's that big, you're going to notice every little thing. I did notice some edits that I probably didn't pick up on before. And I know there's edits in there. I've always known that. I know. I'm a raw, real kind of guy. But it's a concert film, I understand. You know, it's not meant to be a raw live show. So, but yeah, I still would prefer less edits. So I picked up a few more watching it on that mega screen. The sound was great, I got to tell you, at that venue I saw it at. And I'm sure, you know, because it varies. Not all IMAX theaters are like created the same, but it sounded really good, especially the double vocals of Rick and Dave. They were like coming out behind you, different spaces and swirling too. It was pretty cool. So what do we got here? Feature film and then just the concert. That's your options with this Blu-ray. So basically your American version that was 84 minutes added that Dark Side in the Studio footage. That's the long version. The original cut of the film from 72 didn't have any of that. It was just the concert. I think it ran about 61 minutes. So I guess you get both versions, so that's pretty cool. All right. I'm looking for some facts to give you. Nothing really of note. Dolby Atmos. Total running time. I'm not sure if there's other features on here, but it says 2 hours, 27 minutes. I guess that adds up about what I was saying. All right, man. So that's the Blu-ray that arrived. To the fun pile, something to wear, a shirt from said event, and cool. Let's make sure they gave me the right one. Floyd at Pompeii, and it's a long sleeve. No, I don't usually dig black shirts, as I got 100 of them, but this was the only long sleeve option. I've only got like 3-4 rock shirts that are long sleeve. Okay, tons of short sleeve shirts. So yeah, it's already a little too warm for this, but you never know. Some of those chillier days on the beach, even though I've been down there 3 times already, it's awesome. And no shirt necessary. So for the winter, I'll have this thing ready to go. That's pretty awesome. All right, just one-sided, nothing on the back of that one. All right, so one more package, then we'll get to that record store run I was telling you about with all kinds of random stuff I found in that place. This is a package from, where did I buy this from? Let me check the label. How's that? Collector's Music Choice. First time I'm buying from these guys. And it was, I got specifically led there to buy a certain CD I was looking for that just came out, a remaster. Lounge Dweller. Thank you. Many thanks for that original recommendation a few years ago. So you know what I'm about to pull out here. Everyone else, oh man, yeah. But I also found another album on there that I've been eyeing up in a record store that was running me $40 down the street. Or not down the street, but nearby me. That was running me, that they're asking $40 for. And this Collector's Music Choice had it for, I think it was $11, like $11.00, basic price. And then shipping too, but I combined the shipping on the two of these things. So I'll show you the CD first. And I was able to get the CD for 12 something. All right. That would be, of course, Sound Barriers Total Control. What a kick-ass album this is, man. I just, every time I play this thing, I like it more. And I mean, we're up to about 10 plays now, you know, so that's saying something. Man, this should be good. I haven't heard your feedback, dude, on the sound of this thing. So I guess I'll be finding out myself as I take this into the car to do some chores. All right, so there you go. Sound Barrier. If you're not familiar, man, pick out some metal from '83 you probably missed on like I did back in the day. Solid stuff. A little bit of funk stuff there on the bass. Not very much. They get labeled as funk metal. That's overblown. But some interesting, cool bass lines. And actually, I've been in a Rush mood. Some of this stuff kind of reminds me of Rush. To where when they get to the solos, there's no fill-in, overdubbed rhythm guitar. It's the guitar is soloing with bass and drums behind it the way Rush does when they jam. So that's why some of those songs remind me of early 80s Rush when it comes to the solo parts. That's some tasty stuff there. That's a great album. All right, so on to some vinyl. Here's an album, and I today cleaned off my used copy from forever ago that I got in the late 80s, early 90s. But here's something I've been eyeing up at a local record store, and they're asking $40 for it. I couldn't pass it up for $11. You guys know I love America. This is their last album as a trio from 1977 called Harbor. And this was a limited edition album they put out, I think back in 2021, something like that. It wasn't even like record store day or anything. They only made 1,500 of these. And they do fetch generally $20 to $30, $40. So that record store I see it at asking $40, that's a little steep, but not that crazy. $11, throw that in the damn cart, you know? Anyway, it's one of 1,500, it's numbered, and this album came with, like a lot of America's albums in the 70s, came with posters. The poster's in here too, and it's on a yellow splattered vinyl. Is it yellow splatter or just yellow vinyl? Oh yeah, includes reproduction of the poster. Transparent yellow colored vinyl, plus insert. This is a nice package. I have a used copy of this album, and actually, most of my used albums sound really good. This one's not one of them. It sounds kind of distorted. It doesn't skip at all. It doesn't pop much. It just sounds distorted. So, I don't know. I may be due for a new needle too. But why not grab a brand new copy of an album you love for $11 with all the goodies in there, right? So, I'm not sure what this little nick's about. Not too happy about that, but oh well. Not the end of the world. Anyway, this is a really good album. I just love these guys. I think I love them more than most people on the planet, honestly, because this is one of their least liked albums, and I think it's great. I really do. Anyway, all right, let's move on to this. Give this dude a shout out, man, and this place. It's called the Record Museum in West Berlin, New Jersey, which every month or so I take a ride up there just to go food shopping, man, to go to Trader Joe's, all right? Why? I like their food better, it's cheaper, and it's better for you. So it's kind of a triple win, although it's an hour from me, so I don't make that trip too much. But I've been making that trip about 4 years now, right, since we moved. And passed a billboard for this record museum a couple times. Problem was, when I make that trek, I leave at like 7 a.m. Get there when they open and get the hell home by 10 a.m. The record museum doesn't open till 10 or 11. I'm way past it. Finally, it worked out that I was up that way and it was late morning. So I decided to stop in. This goes back almost 2 years ago. I stop in. Now, this place is in the back of a carpet store, all right? Keppel's Carpets, which I've heard of the Keppel's Carpets before. I don't think I've ever shopped there. But they have a side door at the back of the place. I went in there, and yeah, there's a bunch of albums in there. And like I said, this is 2 years ago. A whole bunch of crap, all right? Really, like a lot of 50s, 60s albums, singers that I don't care about, doo-wop, a lot of compilations from radio stations, just really a lot of bullshit. And I was in there, I'm like looking for it. It took me a good half hour to look through everything. There's a lot of stuff, but I'm thinking maybe there's a nugget in there. I don't think I left with anything that day. So let's see if we can find any remnants, or rather records, all right, in our way to the Record Museum, Berlin, New Jersey. And here's the thing, when I went there again the other day, kind of remembered it being a joke. Man, I guess I'll pop in. Why not? It's been almost 2 years. Maybe there's a nugget in there or two in that pile of junk. So as I'm in there, I'm looking through this stuff. Now I did find something pretty cool in that pile of crap. So I figured, well, maybe there's another something cool in here. So I spent another half hour looking through all that crap and found one more thing, but kind of like not much. And as I'm about to leave, thinking you pay for this stuff up at the front of the carpet store, some guy walks by and he's like, the main store is upstairs, right? No, how am I supposed to know that? There's no signs around. Well, there's a little piece of paper on the staircase, but the staircase is like 10 feet away from the records. And unless you're headed in to look at the remnants, you're not going to know that. So I didn't see that 2 years ago. So I'm sure I didn't buy anything because that's where you pay for the stuff upstairs. So anyway, the joke's on me, as I walk to the top of the steps, sprawling record store, okay? And at that point, I'd wasted all my extra time looking at that boxes of crap downstairs. And I really couldn't hang, but I did spend a little bit of time in there, not in the album section. It was way too large to really even look at, but I headed towards the couple of rooms that they had of CDs and some random stuff. And I'll tell you, that place is just there. I was looking through some rooms in there. I probably wasn't even supposed to be looking in. Cell phone light. They were dark. They were full of crates of albums. This place is like the never-ending, Buffalo Bill's house from Silence of the Lambs. That's kind of what it reminded me. Every time you turned around, there was another room. Most of them with records, CDs, cassettes. It just went on and on and on. And I don't even know if I was supposed to be, like I said, shopping in some of these rooms, but I just couldn't help myself. Then eventually I just had to get the hell out of there. So yeah, I need to go back there. This place is really cool. It has all kinds of just random stuff. There were like 3 different places to find CDs. This is what I'm talking about. Like this room had A to Z, but there was another room with A to Z. And I don't know, they weren't necessarily divided up by genre or whatever. All right, so enough of that. Guys, I ended up leaving there with all kinds of stuff. I think $33 was the total. Man, I did damn good. I always do good, right? So I didn't realize Snowy White had so many albums. I just went for this one. I have White Flames, and now I have the follow-up from '84, self-titled Snowy White. But man, they had at least 7 or 8 other Snowy White CDs there. Live ones, a bunch of other regular albums, I think a compilation or two. I had no idea Snowy White had all those albums out. All right, but here you go. From '84, I just grabbed this one. I think he charged me $3 for this. Happy with that. And what label is this? I'm trying to see here. Tower Bell Records, or Repertoire Records. 97 version of the '84 album. So that looks cool. A couple of bonus tracks, 8 songs. I wonder if it's still as fusion-esque as that White Flames. I'd be Happy with that if it is, but he's so versatile, man, right? So anyway, thanks again to Lounge Dweller for hooking me up with telling me to go for White Flames. Now, do I collect 45s? No. I have 10 or so laying around, mostly Sabbath edits, a couple other random ones. But this thing was just, I walked by this 3 or 4 times and I couldn't walk by it without taking it home. Because look just how cool this cover is. All right, let's get it up. I didn't even know that was a single for them, but there it is. With Snowballed as the B-side. Done up right. They got the, you know, in little protective wrap. The basic paper sleeve that it came in is in there still. So now I'm going to be looking for some protective archival sleeves for some 45s, I guess, because it's just the right thing to do, right? There's the back of the single. That's kind of cool. I just couldn't walk by this, man. I love it in red. The red. Something about that red just looks awesome. So $2 for that. So yes. All right, let's get to some basic stuff, and then I'll show you some killer stuff. Here's what I found downstairs, and this is the reason that I decided to go through all those damn bins full of crap. I did find a couple other goodies, but this is one that I found pretty quick in there. Marked $7, he charged me $5. Cal Jam 2 double album, and it's in pretty damn good shape. I would go with maybe excellent minus on this one. All right, a little ring wear, what have you. The records look really good. It is a promo copy, so it does have that stamp up in the corner. All right, this is really cool. Let's spread this thing open. Of course, there's your artists. And all the main guys got like 2 or 3 songs on here. Ted Nugent, Aerosmith, Heart. We got Mahogany Rush, some Dave Mason, Santana. Pretty sweet, huh? All right, so there you go. That's why I kept looking through. And it took me a good half hour, but I looked through all the rest of those bins down in that downstairs area where you first walk in. California Jam 2. All right, promo copy, but in very good shape. Yes, sir, I'll take that one. Where am I putting this one? How about over here? Don't fall. Let's sip up. Okay, also downstairs, did find my way to Gordon Lightfoot's If You Could Read My Mind, 1970 album. And another one, this, you know, a lot of that stuff down there wasn't in very good shape, okay shape. This one's in, I would say, very good condition. Not even some, just barely have some ring wear on the back, or on the front, a little on the back, but the vinyl is looking good. And this is it's a really good song. I don't know how many other songs I know. Minstrel of the Dawn, and If You Could Read My Mind, of course, but that's about it. I only know one other song, so that's kind of cool. Another album from Gord, $2 on that one. Here was a throw-in at the register. They have a bin of free stuff. Barry Manilow's First. Sure, for free, I'll take it. Could It Be Magic? I think Mandy's on there too. Maybe not. Could It Be Magic's the big one on there. From 73. His first album. So, and another one where the vinyl's in pretty good shape. And anyway, I know you guys hate that shit. I like singer-songwriter stuff. What can I say? To me, a good song is a good song. I don't care. I don't care. And there's no guilty pleasures in my world. All right, I like what I like. Anyway, check this thing out. This was downstairs in that bin. Of all the damn things, this was almost, I was about to give up because I was a bin or two away from being done looking. Patrick Simmons' So Wrong from the Arcade album, 1983. Dance mix, and then an instrumental mix on the other side. All right. I might have heard this once. I think I played this album on YouTube while I was at work, maybe 6 months ago. And I really like the album. I want to get it at some point. But I'm on my self-imposed moratorium from buying stuff. I've been following that for about 10 days now. I'm still okay. All right, I'm hanging in there. As you can see, all this stuff's been sitting here. I have all this stuff to get to yet, as far as listening and watching. So there's the Patrick Simmons dance mix. You know, post-disco Patrick Simmons. So I just thought that was cool. $2. What the hell, right? Maybe those versions are bonus tracks on a version of Arcade. I don't know that, but I don't know. It's just so random, man. Who's going to buy that except for me, you know? All right, so here's a couple of really cool things. Should we go for the bootleg first? I'm thinking the bootleg first. This is just really, how do you walk upon this? I mean, here's the video of me finding this stuff. All right, because I decided when I saw some of these gems to just start filming, so you can. All right, it's almost like you're rubbing your eyes like you're in a dream. So here it is, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble, Accolades. All right, look at this clamshell. You know, do you get like a bonus old porno in here or something? I love this thing. All right, it lifts up like your old VHS tapes used to do. All right, here's the back of it. And the label is Whoopee Cat. Chris, I know you'd love this, man. This is really kind of cool. I don't know if you're into Stevie Ray, but I just happen to be getting back into them. Limited to 1,000. It looks like, we're trying to make out that, it looks like number 388. Is it 388 or 8? Yeah, 388 on the number on that one. All right, so what's inside this guy? A whole bunch of live stuff and demos and outtakes from, I think, like 79 to 86, something like that. All right, and check this out. I might as well show you this first. All right, 4 CDs. Now, I'm guessing they're CDRs. All right, this thing goes back to 1990. I don't think we were still repressing too many things. I don't know if there's a way to tell. I don't know. There's a barcode on this thing. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Honestly, you guys are gonna have to tell me if anyone knows. Accolades, Volume 1, Volume 2, and the nice booklet. It's a pretty cool booklet. I'll show you a little bit. And the other 2 discs. Ray Blues. I love how they used to put those old little simple titles on things, man. Ain't that cool? Let's just thumb through this book. Did you notice the price on that thing? It was $10. Hell yeah. I mean, you know what? This just caught my eye. Look at this font on the side. Does that say Star Wars or Stevie Ray Vaughan? That's awesome, man, ain't it? That's so cool. I want a shirt with that on there, with Whoopee Cat Records right next to it. Just check out this book. Let's see. I don't know. 8 pages maybe. That's pretty. Look at that cover, man. That's decent. You ain't finding many bootlegs that come with stuff like this these days, right? Unless they're $400. Really cool. So, of course, you got your track listing. So let me just blow through it. Juneteenth Blues Festival, Houston, 79. Rome in Austin, Texas of 80. Grand Ole Opry House, March of 83. Same for March of 84. Couple songs from the El Macambo, 83. Disc 3. Dallas, Texas, April 85. And then I guess some various tracks. Same venue though, but from different dates. So disc 3 is all from Dallas, but 84, 85 on the dates, various dates. And then disc 4 recorded at the Performing Arts Center, Saratoga, New York, July of 85. Then, of course, lots of story action in there. Okay, factoid stuff dedicated to the memory of Stevie Ray. That looks pretty cool down bottom. Some ads and stuff. Stevie tears it up at Fitzgerald's Club in Houston. Man, this is pretty killer. Bunch of little articles. I don't know. What do you think? Worth $10? Pretty damn sweet, man, huh? That's pretty awesome. And look at this cool shot on the back. That's wicked, man. Ain't it? Pretty cool. All right. And then one more thing to show you. This is an official release. And no, I don't have my cassette player hooked up right now, but that's actually something that's going to happen really soon anyway. I have my phonograph like down inside a console, and I want to move it up to the top of the console to make it easier to get to. And that'll give me the room to put my cassette player back in there. Just in time for a Tommy Bolin cassette box set. All right, it's called The Ultimate. All right, that's the title of this guy. Came out in 1989. It also came out on a CD version of the same box set. All right, looks exactly the same as this one as far as packaging goes. 2 CDs, and you know, I was really kind of hunting for those 2 CDs, or on the hunt, you know, looking to not pay an arm and a leg, but just to be able to listen to them. But now that I plan on putting my cassette player back in action, I'll just go to these. But wait till you check this out. And yeah, $8. So there's no way I'm not buying this. I don't care if I ever hook my cassette player back up. I'm not passing this up for $8. And again, nice big book. It's in nice shape, full size, story, lots of pictures. I've already thumbed through that. I didn't read it yet. But look at this packaging. This gigantic box to hold 2 tapes. Pretty cool though, man, isn't it? But oh man, you got to really love this lineup on here. Or this song list on here. It's basically 2 songs from every venture Tommy Bolin ever did. Now this would be the way to start. When I was busting his balls about the albums that I had from him, that shitty Springfield performance with Purple, you know, I just happened to have the wrong stuff from him. I kind of knew it, you know, but I wasn't trying to pick on him, just pick on what I owned by him. This would be where you want to direct somebody, I'm sure. Because I've heard you guys recommend Zephyr, and of course his stint in James Gang and all, solo stuff, couple of other configurations or collaborations that he did. There are 2 songs from every single album he ever played on, basically. All right, Moxie. All right, so man, what a great way to get into this dude. Oh, here you go. Here's a whole, I just saw it in here somewhere, list of everything that he's been on. I guess this is just some of them. Trying to look here. This book's awesome. I mean, come on. There you go. Kind of goes through. This is the middle of the book, so you've already missed part of the story, but I just like that they list every album, photo of every album he's played on. All right, solo, other people, Purple, of course, James Gang. Shame this talent got lost so early, but anyway, man, how about that? There you go, guys. That's it. There's an unboxing, unpackaging, unwrapping, ungifting. Guys who sent me stuff, thanks so much. I'll try to get some free stuff out to you guys soon enough. I do have 1 or 2 things laying around. Some cool DVDs. Aerosmith, an Unclaimed Journey concert. I don't know. Dude, I forget. Damn, who was it? Anyway, if you want that Journey DVD, dude, you know who you are. Just reach out again. I don't know. I'm getting everyone else's emails. I'm not sure why I'm not getting yours. Otherwise, I guess it's back up for grabs. Guys, that'll do it for now. Everyone have a good rest of your weekend, good rest of your week. Dig into your Tommy Bolin cassette box sets, your bootleg box sets, whatever. America reissues, Sound Barrier. This is what I'm talking about. I don't even know where to start. It's really kind of nuts. So put myself on, like I said, a blockade. No more purchases till I at least unbox what I got. I think next though I'm going to do a bootleg unboxing. Another thing that's been sitting around for months. Everyone have a good day. Catch us all later and cheers. Happy Mother's Day.